Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Robert Rodriguez. Just wanted to keep you updated, with grief. Um, about 3 days ago, I was feeling kind of down, and I got depressed. I started to cry, and here in the room, and I cried myself to sleep. And so this past Friday, I went to a grief share meeting, and it was a good experience. It wasn't. We talked about our loved ones, and I I had a good sense of getting uh, my energy, was picked up again, and it's hard. Sometimes I feel like I'm okay. I today I went to Walmart. I went to go buy this tripod and tripod, sorry, and for the camera, and I was out and about at Walmart, um, and the Walmart that me and Ray used to go to, and it was hard walking. I already knew the places he would go to, and for decorating and stuff, and it was hard passing by there. And I kind of shed a tear a little bit, and this lady was looking at me, like I was buying a candle, and she was looking at me like she knew that I was kind of like upset a little bit, like I was shedding tears, and I just turned away, and it's hard, and there are days like today when I got home and I set up this tripod, I sat down and I said, I just feel guilty. I feel guilty, and I shouldn't be doing this, and um, and I called one of my friends from the grief share, and I said, I feel guilty, and she said, don't give in to that, because it's the devil. The devil wants you to be that way. He doesn't want you to help anybody. Ray's right there. He's proud of you, and he's happy that you're doing this to help others, and myself as well, and I just you know just here I am recording another video, and I just want to say hello, and I know for those of you who lost somebody, I know what you're going through, and it's already 2 days ago was the 6-month anniversary that my husband passed away, and that was hard. But I was over there. I spent the night at my friend's house, and I kept myself busy. We were talking and eating. Of course, I like to eat, and I just here I am, and I push myself to do things around the house. I wash dishes and I clean the house, and when I went to Walmart today, I went to go buy some supplies, to clean, and uh, I don't know for how long this is gonna. I think it's gonna be like this for a while. I'm gonna have my breakdowns, and I try very hard not to. And during the meeting, I was hearing out some other people, and I start to think about my situation, and it's like you know you ask yourself, why did this happen to me, and I just my heart goes out to you guys, and I just wish it didn't happen this way, but it happened, and like I said, nobody's promised tomorrow, and you just gotta keep going, and then one day I'm not gonna be here either, and then whoever's here, like my dad, or he can go, or my brother, or whatever, you just gotta keep going. It's hard, but you know um, there's nothing that we can do about it, and I know God's with me. I pray every day. That's important. I go to church, I pray there, and give me the strength, and He has been giving me the strength. It's just that sometimes it's just so hard living in a house where you both, well, I mean, we both lived, and bought stuff together and did things together all the time. We were inseparable, and it's just hard, guys. You know, it is real hard, and I just hope that my videos will would help others, you know, cope with what I'm going through, you know, and understand, because you're not alone. You know, I'm going through the same thing, and but anyway, um, today we were expecting a storm today, so I said I better do this video before, you know, the lights go out or something, you know. So, um, but I had some support, you know, through family when I sent this video, and friends especially. They're like, when are you gonna make a next video, you know? And it's not about how many subscribers I get. It's just how many people I can get, you know, I can help, you know, and that's all that matters to me. I don't care about the subscribers part. Um, but yeah, I had a moment where I was really depressed. I was laying down, I was crying, I was looking at his picture, and I was like, you know, you can feel when you're like, you go down, you know, like it's it's that moment where you're like, you can feel this darkness going around you, and it's like you just want to isolate yourself. And I fell asleep, and the next day I forced myself to get up, and you know, and I watch these videos on TV, you know, that help, you know, like I also watch them too. I watch other people go through the, you know, talking like I do, and I listen to them, and but I gotta remember that Ray is here, and he's happy. He's happy that I'm doing this, you know, and you know, and I just miss him. You know, I like today I went to Walmart, and I went to go buy you know, the tripod, and I went to go buy some personal necessities, and I was thinking, you know, he would have been over there buying this and that and this and that to make, and I know, you know, I already know him, and getting in the truck and putting on a song, you know, that I, you know, so I can come back to Sinton, you know, was okay. But when I got home, it was like, wow, it's starting all over again. So I got up, and I said, you know what, let me make this video, and I know it's been a while, I'm sorry, you know, but I was at my friend's, you know, spending the night over there, and you know, because being around people, it helps a lot, really it does, and I'm just here, and later on I'm gonna watch a movie, you know, and I'm just gonna relax, and just go on with my day, and tomorrow hopefully this rain will, you know, disappear for a little bit, you know, because I can go do some stuff, you know. Maybe I'll clean out my closet, or go through some stuff, you know, just to do something, you know, and you know, I sometimes I just, you know, sometimes I gotta call my friend, you know, just to hear their voice, or you know, my friends, you know, from group share, and I just, you know, because I feel so lonely, I feel so I feel like I don't have anybody, you know, and I don't want to call my family, because you know, they're like, you know how they say, when you lose somebody, you don't want to be bothering them too much, because they're gonna be like, oh, this guy, you know, I'm just saying. But I try not to bother them too much about it. You know, I keep it to myself, and you know, when I had that moment that I was grieving, you know, for Ray, I had it all bottled up inside of me, and each day that I was going through, you know, doing my thing, whatever, you know, it finally came out. So, like I said, it's not good to bottle it up. You know, you need to let it out, and I just, you know, just trying my hardest to go through the day, you know, and anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay, and just remember that your spouse, your mom, dad, brother, whoever you lost, you know, is with you, and I gotta remember that too, you know, and You know, I was starting to remember the good times we had together. I try not to remember when we were in the hospital, when he was hurting, and when when the day that he told me that he didn't want to die. Please don't let me die. You know, that stays in my mind, and it's like, you know, I feel like a failure. You know, I feel like I couldn't do anything to help him, and I tried. You know, if I had the gift of healing people, I would have done it in a heartbeat. You know, if I could trade places with him, I even told him that. I said, if I could trade places with you, I would do it in a heartbeat so you can keep living. And but then again, you know, if he would have been alive and I would have been gone, you know, he would have been hurting, and I know him. He would have been crying, and he would have been depressed, and I wouldn't want to see him go through that. And there was no way for me to tell him, you know, it's okay, I'm fine. You know, I want you to keep going, and it's hard, you know, and I just try not to think of those bad times when we were in the hospital struggling, and the winter storm when it got here, and I just I try to I try to not think about that. I try to think about the good times, you know, and but I miss him doing his beautiful work that he does, you know, around the house. He was very creative, and he was always making jokes, you know, laughing here, and he had his sisters here, and he would joke around with them, and you know, he would just be there with me. He was happiest when he was with me, you know. He would sit down, and he would just, long as I was, even though he didn't like the movies I like to, you know, I like to watch, he didn't like them, but he would still be there. I would watch his, or I would go into my little office and I would watch my YouTube, you know, and he would be watching his thing, and I miss him coming and saying, hey, let's go to my sister's, or let's go to your sister's, you know, or I just miss it, you know. I miss him making breakfast, you know. I would make breakfast, he would make breakfast, and you know, it's hard, guys, and I know what you're going through, and I wish I could, you know, go back in time, and like this cancer that got him, you know. I mean, the cancer didn't get him, the pancreatic cancer. He had a stroke, and I'm kind of glad that it happened that way, because I didn't want him to suffer even more, you know, by weight loss, and you know, and he wasn't able to walk around or anything like that. He was already, you know, getting sicker and sicker, and you know, watching somebody like that you love in the hospital, and doctors come in and they tell you, you know, there's nothing we can do, and you got life expectancy of 1 year or less, you know, it just breaks my heart. You know, it's like, you know, I wish these doctors wouldn't do that. You know, you know, they could at least go in there and say, hey, you know, I've been I've been known to see miracles. You know, let's see what we can do. I'm not giving up on you, you know, or stuff. They just go in there and they just say, you know, you got 1 year or less, 6 months tops, you know, and that's it. They turn around and they leave. You know, and that's what they did to him at MD Anderson. And I was there on the phone when he went in there. He put me on speaker, and I was like, wow, you know, how could a doctor do something like that? You know, it's just so cold. You know, no hope or nothing. You know, I never gave up hope to the very end. I was, you know, I went with him to therapy. I was shedding tears whenever he was working out, and I was like, I want him to get better. I want him to fight this cancer. And you know, the first time that they did chemo, it just brought him down more, and it just, chemo is not, when he had it done the first time, you know, I could tell that he was going down. You know, I could tell he was getting constipated. He was getting you know, he couldn't swallow that well. You know, he didn't want to eat. His appetite, you know, he lost his appetite. I kind of like told him, you know, you need to drink your shakes, your nutrition shakes. You need to have nutrition inside your body so that you could fight this disease. And you know, I would go out of my way in Houston, you know, to go buy what he needed, like his exercise tricycle and his nutrition shakes and anything that I could. You know, I was out there, you know, and I tried my best, and I hope that he knows, you know, that I did my best, and it was so hard, you know, going to the rosary and the funeral. I mean, I can't believe that all that passed already. We're already here 6 months later, and he's gone, you know, and I'm like, I can't believe you know, being there in that moment. I remember being on the patio in the apartment over there in Houston when he was in the hospital, because I couldn't stay there at night. And I said, I can't believe, this is happening. And I was so worried about him. Sometimes he would call me and he would tell me, the nurses are not paying attention to me. And I'm trying to tell them this and that. And I would call him, because he would always, he knew that I would call him and tell him, hey, he needs attention over there, but I miss him a lot, it's like, I asked God, I don't know why you did this, but you did it for a reason, and I have to accept it. I can't, change anything, it's just done, and I'm gonna go too. I don't know when I'm gonna die. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe in a month from now. I don't know. I said, but I'm telling you right now, when it happens to me, I'm gonna be ready because I know Ray's gonna come get me. But you just gotta keep going. I mean, it's hard, and I try to focus on the positive, and I keep going, you know, down the path you're supposed to be going, and just. But there are moments. Trust me, there are moments that I do break down. I break down, and I'm like, oh my God. I go through his pictures. I look at all the pictures. I'm looking around, and it's like, you know, uh, it's when my mom passed away, and I love my mom very much. We were close. I don't know how I did hers. There are moments. There are things that I don't remember about when she passed away. But doesn't mean I don't miss her. And I know my mom's with him. I remember when we used to go to her grave, Ray used to fix her flowers and put them there, real pretty ones. And he would be like, I wish I could have met your mom. But now, I know they met each other and they're out there together. And, and that makes me happy, that she's there with him, and I know that they're together and they come visit. I know I can feel it sometimes, I don't know if y'all can feel, a presence there in your room, like when you're grieving. I'm sure they're there to, comfort you and guide you in the right direction. And I think Ray is helping me do that because, when I do these videos, sometimes I don't want to do them because I'm getting like depressed, and then I get myself up and I do it. I force myself. You gotta force yourself, even though you don't want to. And I know that he's there pushing me, to do it. And like right now I'm doing this video, and it makes me feel good because I know there's going to be quite a few people watching it, and it makes me feel good. Hopefully I'll get more people to see the videos, to maybe I could help in some way. I mean, I'm not an expert in doing videos, um, but this is my third video. The second one that I did came out kind of dark because I'm barely learning all this. I don't even know how to work the remote yet, so I'm gonna get to that later. But I bought me a tripod, and it's a lot better than the one I had. So, and it was kind of dark, so I hopefully this is better lighting. But I'm gonna get better at these things, and I'm gonna and do maybe some songs later. Right now they're working on the guitar, and. Just I'm here for you guys as well as for me, because I also break down, and believe me, when I cry, and I can't cry in front of a camera. Maybe I will one of these days when I do a video, but it hurts. Ray took a big part of me, just like my mom did, and I feel broken. I feel like. Sometimes I feel this fog all around me, like I'm just like in a daze sometimes, and there's nothing in this world that could make me happy than to have Ray back. I would give anything. I would give anything just to have him back, but I know he will not come back, and that's just the way it is. You just gotta keep going, and I just hope that he's with me, and I know I believe he is with me. I just hope too, because I don't know, what's going on out there, when you cross the veil, and I just hope that he's with me all the time. And I tell him every day when I'm in the truck, when I'm here at home, when I'm showering, or when I'm doing something outside or whatever. I always say, I love you, babe. I love you. I miss you. And I hope he hears all that. And I'm just going day by day, just like you guys. And if you have any comments, you can put them down below, and um, it would help if you share these videos. I don't care about the subscribing part. I really don't. This is something that I do out of my heart, because it helps me as well. Believe me, when I do these videos and when I go to grief share, it helps me. When I go to church, especially, when you pray for God to give you the strength, it helps me a lot. And being around positive people, stay away from the negative people, and the people that, that's gonna tell you, oh, you'll get over it, or stuff like that. You don't need to hear none of that. Or he's in a better place. You don't need to hear none of that. You need somebody to talk to. Sometimes you need somebody. You need to speak of them, your loss, just to get you through the day, because it stays up. It stays bottled up inside of you, and that's not good, And I realize that now, and that's what happened to me when I broke down, because I was holding it in, and and I can feel it, and I was supposed to go somewhere that day, and I didn't go because I knew it was bottled up inside of me, and I knew it was going to come out. That's why I didn't go. I forgot where I had to go, but I had to go somewhere. And I said, no, I'm going to stay home, and that's exactly what happened. And I said, well, I can't be doing that, so I still have a long way to go. I was barely 6 months that my spouse passed away, and I miss him dearly, and every day it's like, I try to find something to do, and I wish there was church every day. I mean, I could go to church every day. I don't know what the schedule is there at the church. I need to find out, but I wish I could go, and I wish I could visit my friends. But I live in Sinton, and it's hard to go back and forth, and in this weather, and but I just want to say that hope you like this video, and I'll be making another one pretty soon, and this is my journey, to where I can let you guys know what I'm going through, because maybe it'll, help you guys. I don't want y'all to feel like, oh my God, am I the only one, that I'm feeling this way, or because maybe we have something in common, and everybody grieves differently. There's nobody that grieves the same. Everything's different, and I'm just, like I said, hope you like this video, and I'll be making another one soon, and hopefully by the next video I'll be able to work that remote. So y'all have a nice day, and thank you so much.